Welcome to the Kpopcast. I'm your K-pop host, Stephanie, and I'm joined by our K-pop DJ, Peter Lowe.
Hello, everyone.
And of course, we have our East Coast co-host and ARMY, Ariana.
Hi there.
Today, we'll be talking about BTS Boy With Luv.
Letting you know if this song is Kpop or not.
But before we dive into that, first, our hit replays.
Hit replays are songs we recommend y'all listen to on replay for the week. P. Lowe, what's making you hit replay?
So you watch or you listen to this song at first, and you think to yourself, oh my god, this is like the stupidest song ever. But then like weeks later, you'll find yourself dancing alone in your living room, maybe with your baby boy, dancing to it. It's so stupid and catchy. I'm referring to Saturday's song, Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
I hate that I like it, but it's got all the characteristics of stupid, dumb catchiness that you might get with Crayon Pop or Momoland. So give it a listen, and I'm sorry.
No wonder you like it. You.
I really had a hard time because I loved every song on the album, but
which album? I don't know what you're talking
I wonder
about.
which one you'd be talking about, Ariana. But it is obviously the BTS album Persona.
Oh, them.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
What episode are we on?
I think I heard of them.
I really had a hard time with this. I ended up settling with Make It Right, aka the Ed Sheeran song. I actually wasn't sold on it until I saw the performance, which dropped today, and it's so good. They're just standing and singing, and I love it. And I love that it's somehow emotional, and it makes me want to dance at the same time. So I really enjoyed this song.
I can make it right.
Stephanie, what's your hit replay?
My hit replay came out on the exact same day as BTS Boy With Luv and was, of course, overshadowed by that release. but I dug back into the records past all the billions of BTS views and found this gem, which is by new boy group 1THE9. Yeah, they released a couple of songs on a mini album, and I really like the track Spotlight. It's poppy, it's fun. They have another track, Domino, with Crush.
It's so
one of my
good.
crushes. Yes, I had a hard time choosing between those two.
Survivor show group.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Won the K, right?
Yeah, it's like 19 and under, something like that.
Oh, no. That's not what I want to hear.
Sorry, the 1THE9 is for 19.
Oh, no. That ruins my day.
But of all their songs, Spotlight was the winning song. If you ask me, that was the best song.
Moving on to our Kpopcast or Not for BTS's Boy With Luv.
Take us away. Tell us the complex, deep symbolism and meaning behind what I'm sure is a tapestry of metaphors and allegories behind BTS with this song.
In good news, we're not in the BTS universe this time around,
What?
which is great if you want to, I don't know, cross into the US so nobody has to like go in deep theory diving. But Boy With Luv is throwing us back to another song, which was Boy In Love.
Oh, that song was such a banger. I love that song. That song got me
banger
into
clanger.
BTS.
Me too. That song got me into BTS as well. And after Boy With Luv came out, I was like, ooh, I need to go back and watch Boy In Love. And then I watched all the other videos in between.
Yeah, you have to go through all the other videos. So I wanted to point out a quick thing that Suga said during the press conference. And he basically talked about how Boy In Love is about young love, but Boy With Luv is about how true strength and love comes from finding joy in the small things in life, which is a really beautiful concept. And the actual Korean title of the song is A Poem for Small Things.
And I love
Yeah.
that because it's like a test for yourself. Like, you know, you're
Yeah.
really in love with someone when you appreciate and care
The little
about
things.
all those small things.
Yeah, it's coming off of the Love Yourself era. So it is this idea of if you love yourself, you'll see this more.
Yes, that's what I was thinking as well, is that they had the whole Love Yourself series about being hurt and downtrodden and then learning to love yourself through that whole experience. And now they're able to come to a relationship with someone else, like fully whole and secure, which is like nice. They're all grown up.
We're also brought back to the Wings era. In the pre-chorus, they say, listen, my baby, I'm flying high in the sky with the wings you gave me back then. And we know that this is a connection to ARMY. As much as like we want to believe that the boys are saying this about people that they love that aren't ARMY, it's definitely only going to be about ARMY.
No, it's totally about me personally.
I'm sorry.
What?
Steph.
Excuse me.
I thought they were singing only to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess
Exclusively.
it counts if you guys are their fans. It counts.
Yes,
But-
I'm unique, just like everyone else.
But they're definitely not singing it to ladies because that would not go over well, as they found out when Halsey posted a video of her doing a handshake that she made with RM. And
Oh
in
my
the
God, I was so
background-
jealous, and I took it so
in the
personally.
background, Jimin was talking to a girl and everybody freaked out.
Oh my gosh.
And I
it's
would
a lot.
too, yes, because
Yeah,
Jimin is only
obviously.
there for me.
Yeah.
But this is a song for ARMY, and I think it ties back to this idea of the ARMYpedia.
Yes.
So ARMYpedia, if nobody knows, which I think most people probably listening to this does know what ARMYpedia is.
Teach us.
It was a global QR scavenger hunt. So like the QR codes, you had to go find them. And they were sometimes online and sometimes in real life. And that led you to a trivia question about a day in the life of BTS, like from debut to now. And then ARMY could then share memories from that day. And so I think this really ties back because Jin at some point, which is the best line in the song, he says, "Your every picture, I want to have it under my pillow. Come be my teacher."
Is this the teacher
Teach
part?
me,
Yeah.
teach me everything about you. And like when he did that, I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm moving to Korea to become a teacher.
Yeah.
Around the same time, right before the actual comeback started, the boys started posting this hashtag, curious about ARMY. And with it, they would ask a question like, how was your day? What time did you wake up in the morning? What did you do today? And I
gosh.
thought that was so cute because so it really like ties everybody into, this is a song for ARMY. This is about how much they love us and how they want to share their small things with us and how they want to know small things about us.
Can I just say that's a brilliant social media strategy?
Yes.
I hate them.
If you didn't know, if
like,
you didn't
"Oh, they
believe
got
that, if you
me."
hadn't figured out that they like knew how to like get to us, now we know.
Yeah.
That teacher is a good pickup line. Like, oh,
Yeah,
be my teacher.
be my
Teach
be my
me everything
teacher.
about you.
It got me every time.
I think everyone's ears perked up. Like when that like, oh, really?
Oh, your teacher? Okay.
What I can appreciate most about this message and theory is that there is none. No. It's more than anything, but it's just unencumbered by the layers of theory baiting that we've had in the
Oh, but
past few
Spring
releases
Day.
that have made me kind of go like, okay, whoa, where are we even going? Like, it was cool at first, and then it went too deep. And now I'm so happy to hear that we are taking a very refreshing refresh.
It still is so much K-pop that even though it's like not deep in lore, it still has like well, actually, it's about our fans. And actually, we're throwing back to this thing. It's like, of course, never just a simple pop song. We got to make it just a little bit complicated.
Yeah, and speaking of all of the past references and Easter eggs and stuff, I think there's a lot to discuss in the visuals of the video. So first of all, we can see the names of all the past albums in neon lights, Broadway musical style in the video. So you see the Love Yourself series and just all of those. Ariana would be way better at just naming all the albums.
HYYH.
Rapid fire. OORUL. What?
Or real late.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm probably not the only one to have gone back and watched all the BTS videos that got us up to this point. And like even within the music video, it takes you down memory lane in that way. The boys also sit on a sofa, this like moving couch. It's like the magic carpet, which is so fun. But we've seen them on a couch also in DNA, in Spring Day, Idol.
Blood, Sweat, Tears.
The couch is, maybe they're just
Essential.
working so hard that they just need a rest in the middle of rehearsal and they bring that couch around.
If there's going to be a future theme park, like a BTS World theme park, that
I would go there.
couch is going to be like the ride. You get onto the couch and then you go through
Yes.
like, what's that Disneyland ride? It's a small world
It's a
after
small
all.
world.
It's a small world. We could
like,
create
That should
this.
be a BTS version. That's brilliant, Peter. We're going to make bank.
Oh my god!
with
How
that.
do we connect with somebody at
Oh
Disney?
my gosh. I'm sure Disney is trying to find some way to profit off of BTS. They're already on it. But the other thing that is super BTS and relates to their past music videos is the color scheme here. First of all, V has gorgeous blue hair again. He can just rock anything. But the boys are overall wearing these warm pink suits. And they can just rock anything. They can do whatever the hell they want. But the color scheme in the video really fits with that and makes the pink pop because there's muted beige tones in the background, but also warm saturation. This seems to be along the same palette style or the same lines as the color schemes from DNA as well, even though DNA was like really oversaturated.
Yeah, and like blues, it was like dyeing their hair blue. Whereas like this is like very pink.
Super pink.
Yeah.
So yeah, all about Halsey, guys. I thought she was really good. Like she was my favorite dancer, actually.
Oh, wow.
Just because like you can
Not
see
biased
that
at
she
all.
was really enjoying herself.
Yeah.
Yes, BTS, they smile. They are masters of choreography and dance, but Halsey was just having unadulterated fun in this entire music video. From her making the random cameo, like managing the Persona Theater, to getting very excited when she nailed that high five or handshake with Ratlon on the couch. So she was probably one of my happiest visuals in this song.
Yeah, I guess she like had like only like a day to film, and I feel like we got the best of her. She looked so happy. She was like in Korea. She had to like fly over while she was on tour for something else.
Oh, I had
like,
no idea.
And we weren't alone in that sentiment. So Claire at Pessimistic Oz tweeted at us saying, I love the song and the music video. They look and dance so happy and free. I feel like I haven't seen them act like that for some time. I guess it's because they learned to love themselves. Also appreciate that Halsey is treated with camaraderie rather than as an object to see Boy in Love.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a great point.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I went back to watch Boy in Love and I saw how
hard.
they took that girl's head and like turned it to the
Shoved
side,
her.
they shoved her. I was like, oh my God, who are these people? But they're like so young. That's the high school angry, angsty version.
Yep.
They've come so far.
Pessimistic Oz continues, saying, I think Halsey's treatment could be used to show the progression BTS has made, not only as young men, but also as a musical group. Their style has evolved and matured, but still sounds like Bangtan to me. The song makes me smile. What more could you want from it?
More that I
totally
want from
agree.
it and more than I want to talk about it is the ode to singing in the rain.
Yes. Yes.
Peter.
Oh, I love singing in the rain. As like a straight man can enjoy musicals and dance. I love singing in the rain.
I will be fully honest and say that when I was a kid and saw this movie, I was convinced that I wanted to marry Gene Kelly, not knowing that he was dead, and that I would only marry a man that was like Gene Kelly. That's probably not going to actually happen, but he's just everything, and this movie is everything. I just want to say, like, if you haven't seen the movie, it is a musical about the transition from silent movies into sound. It is about the movies. It is a movie musical about movies.
What?
There are very specific scenes in the video which hearken to a scene in the movie, particularly songs in the movie. So when they go and they jump on the couch, that is actually a reference to a dance move in the song Good Morning, which you might know, like, Good Morning, Good Morning, that song. That's like the end of the dance. They jump on the couch. There's also the moment where we all remember where RM shows up in the white suit.
Oh, yes.
This is actually the beginning of a song called Broadway Rhythm Ballet, and it's literally Gene Kelly with a ton of signs all around him. So it was like almost exactly the same. And of course, which everybody knows, are the lampposts.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know anything about Singing in the Rain, you probably at least know that song.
Yeah, because that's on the poster.
That I had in college.
Okay, now we know Stephanie's level of
the
research.
extent of my knowledge.
Yeah. And I was the geek who had it in my college dorm. I had it right up there alongside, like, really angsty music posters. It also, because of course we can't, like, not have theory, has a connection to the album. Sorry, Peter. Because the album is called Persona. Now, if you have paid attention at all since they decided to release this.
Or if you were awake in your Psychology 101 class.
Yes, Psychology 101 class. Do you know about Carl Jung?
Jung.
Jung?
Yeah, Jung? Carl, do you know about Carl
Twitter,
Jung?
tell us.
Yeah, we don't know.
Like, to sum up your, like, Psychology 101 class in, like, 2 sentences, there's a face that you put on that the external world sees, and then there's your inner self.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between the front that you're fronting and your true self.
It's called makeup.
Yay. The only thing I can say is that, like, I think about this as, like, how actors put on a character.
Yep.
And what this is telling us when you watch the video is, you see Halsey, right? You see her have her little sucker in her mouth. She comes out, she comes around, and then we see the persona sign, and it starts to pan down to the boys. If you're not paying attention, what you also might not notice is it goes from full screen to widescreen.
Oh, shit.
The black comes down, and we know we're now watching a performance. The idea of a musical is to make you feel good. And the switch from full screen to widescreen is to remind you that you are watching a musical, and it's all a persona.
Yep. I thought that was really well done. You know, having the literal spotlight on RM, and then having everyone cheer for him on the couch, right? It's just further showing that persona theme that we're now seeing in this next chapter of BTS.
We have to remember that we're only seeing the persona of the members. We're not seeing the inner workings of them, no matter how much they share with us.
Wait, what? But I watched the BTS documentary. I saw their real selves on YouTube Premium, out now.
On YouTube Premium.
This episode is not sponsored.
Burn the stage.
When you're watching them, they're very genuine, and I think that they are showing more of themselves than we've seen from other idols, which is definitely true.
More than SM,
on camera
SM.
all the time.
SM.
We're seeing it more now that is the norm, that they want their boys to be constantly, boys and girls to be constantly on SNS, to be constantly sharing videos and behind the scenes. But this is new.
It's it's kind of like the Truman Show. It's kind of well, anyway,
being made aware that this is still a persona. As much as they're sharing with us, as much as they're close with us, we're not seeing the inner workings, which means we're gonna get some dark concepts coming our way.
Hey, back to the dark concept.
Yeah, actually, in the scene where you see all of their albums, I did see that as they're coming out of the scene, the next album title is cut just as they're coming out. You see the beginning of it. So we got some dark concepts coming, guys.
Stay
but
tuned.
for now, we've got happy dancing.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Happy dancing.
All right, well, before we dive back into dark concepts and shadows and thunder and clouds, let's just savor how happy and blissful everyone is dancing to Boy With Luv. The choreo for this song is so happy, so relaxed. The moves are really loose. The boys are leaning back, leaning to the side. The moves actually remind me a lot of some 90s R&B. I had to go back and watch some really blurry, grainy videos on YouTube. But, you know, songs like Candy Rain or Too Close, the guys there wearing these kind of baggy clothes so that when they kind of shimmy to the side, that their clothes flap in the wind and go with them. And that really is the vibe I think BTS is going for here. One move I really like is when they lean back, they turn their profile, they lean back, and then they roll their shoulder and allow their arm to just dangle and wave back and forth.
That's called Suga's happy dance.
Yeah.
Oh, is
well,
that
there
what
you
it is?
go.
So if I could look that up like in a dictionary somewhere, like Suga's happy dance, like there'll be like a GIF or an animated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
I just did it.
Yeah, me too. We all just did it on camera. You wish you were here with us. Looking so cool. Yes, and then how can we forget the hardest moves that they still make look effortless is that scissor kick. Ariana and I just tried to do it, and we're moderately successful, but it's like, it looks easy, but it's actually not. I was looking at some tutorials, and you're not just moving your perpendicular arms back and forth. Your legs have to go like inward and then outward in the opposite direction from what your arms are doing. And so you're just inverted in these weird, unnatural ways that, of course, it's BTS. Like,
I
they
can
make it
pat
look
my
like
head and rub my
easy.
belly at the same time. Does that mean I
Oh,
can do
well,
it?
then you're fine. You're good.
Fine. You can get it.
You got
That's
it.
a move that will definitely break my hip, so I'm not going to try it.
Yeah, ease into that one.
One of the things I did see a lot online is people saying that this was not a complicated choreography.
Nope.
Because we are used to BTS being the most complicated choreography we could possibly see. But two things. One, Halsey was dancing with them, and I don't think they wanted to make it like something that she couldn't participate with.
That's a good point.
And especially if she is performing with them at the BBMAs, which I'm assuming was planned for a while, more than likely they needed to keep it as simple as possible so she can join.
So she's not just like standing on the side pouting while
just be like singing and then like coming to and then like being on a
Jumping
a
in.
raised platform maybe.
Right.
No, she's jumping and she wants to participate. We got to make it easier. This is already starting a dance challenge because it's simple enough for people to do. This whole comeback, it was 100% about crossing over and becoming something that will get played on radios and people will watch on videos and feel like they're not missing anything and that they can participate with it.
For U.S.
So I think that's why.
global domination.
For the global
Mainly US.
domination.
Only US.
Yeah, just only the US.
And not just that. Like, it is indeed often for the choreographer original version of like well-known K-pop songs, and you'll see that the choreographer version is usually a lot more complicated, and they simplify it just so that it can become a lot more viral. But
That's true.
I would also say that this is a gift
hard.
for BTS because
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys,
Yes.
but we've all seen BTS in concert before, and those guys are like sweating and panting throughout the entire dang show, and they need a show like a song where they can kind of still
just
move,
chill,
but
relax.
not be like like throughout the entire thing.
I agree. I am not disappointed or unhappy with this at all. I love it.
And seeing it on the SNL stage, you're like, oh, right. Also, because they're going to be on a bunch of these shows and having these huge, gigantic choreographies, they are too difficult to put on these small stages. And so this is like a simple one that they can put on.
I did notice that. It's like, didn't they have a bigger stage for these boys? Psh.
No, those are all the ones in New York and all the ones that are in LA are so small and they have to fit them in there. So I think it was a really calculated move.
Well, they always have just such a larger than life presence, and it's hard to contain that on any stage.
In tying the Boy With Love and Boy In Love, the final movement matches the beginning of the Boy In Love video. So we have choreographies matching each other as well. So more theory.
I like that. It's theory I can grasp right away.
Easy theory.
I
watched
grasp.
all it. I can see
love
that.
I think that's
they
like
match.
that's going to become the new Kpopcast norm. Like, is this theory that we can grasp? Like, if not, like, I'm sorry.
Right.
This song was produced by resident P-Dog. No, that's not me, but this is BTS's in-house producer. What I love about this song is that it's at a very nice mid-tempo groove, coming in at a clean, comfortable 120 beats per minute. My major critique and gripe with the song is that it needs more Halsey. And
even more?
Even more. Like,
even more than on the actual audio, not the video?
Yes, all of it.
Okay.
Can this have more Halsey? If there's any dimension for that, I would say yes, more Halsey. Like, I've got a fever, and the prescription is only for more Halsey.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I think that the album version featured her vocals really well and had them like weave in and out. At some point, I was like, wait, is she singing Korean too? It was just like such smooth transitions.
Very good mixing of that,
Yeah, great mixing.
Yeah. Did you think she should have had like a solo section?
Yes.
Instead of a chorus? Okay.
Maybe,
all the things.
I actually like that she was using the chorus mostly, but I understand that.
Well, okay, so my problem, and in some ways this is a benefit, right? As Stephanie acknowledged, it's a very seamless transition when you have that vocal stacking, not only of the boys, but Halsey perfectly embedded on top of that. At the same time, you lose her. What's the point of having Halsey on the song if you're not going to spotlight her? Indeed, there are PR benefits behind having a Western artist featured in your song to help with that virality, to help you embed into the US market. But this is BTS, for crying out loud. BTS is already world domination status. Like, they don't need that for purely the embedded.
I feel like they might have done her a favor. You can be on our song.
But you don't buy a like 6-cylinder like motor to listen to the car stereo. Like that's not the point.
6-cylinder motor,
like or whatever. Like you don't buy a car for the stereo. Like her talent is in her vocal ability, and indeed you can hear some of her vocal ad libs throughout the song. But it's just so hidden, you don't even know that she's there. Even in the audio-only album version, you can only hear her just a little bit at the end of the first chorus. Start to hear her in the ad-libs and harmonizing at the end of the third chorus. And that I really, really love, especially the harmonizing and her scatting around the third chorus. But you don't really hear it because it, like, the producer, P-Dog, my boy, you can tell, made a deliberate effort not to detract the spotlight too much from her main boys, BTS.
Make a quick argument here that I also think part of the reason why they didn't use her as much, and they use her in the chorus mostly, is because of repeatable performances, because she's only going to be available for so many. And I hate when people do collabs and they perform it without the person.
And then they just kind of stand there
just like awkwardly on the stage, and then there's a backtrack
or they just have a backtrack, or just like a random singer comes on stage. It drives me crazy. So I personally was like kind of happy because the Nicki Minaj performance never happened, right? Yeah. They get to perform this song and it doesn't feel weird that she's not there. But I love her on this song.
Yeah.
But that's mainly the reason they didn't give her like her own separate part.
And for that live performance aspect alone, Ariana, you've convinced me. You've pushed me to the other side. Like I understand now. But with that in mind, I could have used more ad libs like Soyeon. Like, you know how Soyeon always delivers such wonderful ad libs. If we got more ad libs, BTS, be sure to collab with Soyeon, please.
There would be so much drama.
If we had those same ad libs that we
can't
usually
handle
get
it.
with Soyeon from Halsey in this song. I think that would have made it a stronger song and still fulfill your requirement, Ariana, for having those unawkward live performances.
Yeah, so I think a lot of our listeners really agreed with us on loving Halsey's part in the video. We have a comment here from Double M, or Ik Bin Melly, who says, "No theories.
Yes.
I just enjoyed the video." And I live for the more Halsey version because her voice suits the song so perfectly and the lyrics go with the beat. It is a bop. I love Suga's rap and Jin's teacher part.
Yes.
Hearts,
Yes.
fire emoji.
Oh, we are all thinking the same
Yes.
thing here.
Yes.
It's not the first time BTS did something like this, though. I mean, think back to Mic Drop, the Aoki remix, and
Yeah.
you had the rap in the
Yeah.
beginning. And in the music video, the rap was completely omitted. And even when I play that song live in my DJ gigs, sometimes I feel guilty for playing the rap version, like the designer rap. I'm like, oh, well, I guess it works, but
Yeah, it makes sense.
Anyway, what were your guys' favorite parts in the music?
Suga's rap just was so good. I didn't expect it. And of course, the teacher part.
Yeah. Well, in
can do
addition
no
to
wrong.
teacher, for me, it was actually J-Hope. And I'm not always a major J-Hope fan, but I thought his rap, for one reason or another, his vocal style complemented this instrumental so well. And I have no scientific or like rational basis for why.
Gosh, I really like the Jin teacher part too, but I think Jimin really shined on this song. His vocals are so good, and they don't usually start with him. But when I first saw that question, favorite part, I was like, oh, obviously, when V turns to the camera and licks the side of his mouth, I was like, that's not the audio, whoops.
Yeah.
But y'all know what I'm talking about. I immediately went to go look for GIFs of that.
Yeah.
On the audio,
People
though,
had made it.
my favorite part next to more Halsey and J-Hope is the very beginning of the song itself. The introduction, the stripped down instrumental, where you don't even have a ton of progressive elements, where it's just like the chord progression of the song. And that song has such a strong presence that I think BTS continues to use it in their press activities and their tours. That is a really good framing instrumental for any sort of activity. But this song as a whole also gives me a very strong impression that this is a song you listen to when you're going to the beach, you hop in the Jeep, you're bringing your surfboards, you're going to have a good time. So this is that
All the
song of
surfboards.
the summer of 2019. Like, I'm calling it right now. This is the summer 2019
totally.
song. Even though it was produced in or released in April.
Hey, we had it last year that a lot of the songs were produced like earlier in the year became the summer songs. It
It's
could happen.
true.
Yeah.
And Kazoo Girl also shared a similar sentiment. She tweeted at us saying, I liked the audio version better right away, then loved it once I had the chance to blast it in the car with the windows rolled down.
Hey.
The music video is fun. I like the colors and the stylization, and that choreo looks relaxed, but it is still interesting.
Yes.
And
So true.
preempting our podcast colleagues switched on Pop. Looks like they're going to do an episode on this. You can tell
crazy.
that they're even drawing connections between this song and Charlie Puth's Attention, which borrows a very similar
Yep.
melody
Yes.
and bass line that you hear in this one.
So true. I need to go listen to that
Oh
again.
My My's in this song might be
Nice.
inspired by Choreography. I'm not going to pronounce that name right.
Yeah, how do you say that?
Troy Sivan.
Troy
I've seen his
Sivan.
name on Twitter and stuff, but I don't know how to say
Okay,
it.
we are clearly just K-pop
Help
fans,
us.
but
We're old.
yes.
Only K-pop
Anyway,
all day.
Troy, he's got that
I'm
song
like,
on my mind.
Give me
K-pop
any
and
Korean
Beyonce.
name, I got you.
Yeah. K-pop and Beyonce, I'm pretty much sold on those two.
Beyonce.
Yeah, that's all you need. Okay, it's about that time, y'all. It's time to give our final scores. So for the concept, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest, how would you rate it for the concept, which includes the visuals, the dancing? Ariana, take us away.
I'm going to go with a smooth 4.4.
Okay.
Ooh.
3.2 for me.
Yes.
It's good. Not bad.
3.2? Okay.
Stephanie?
3.8.
Ooh.
It is up there, but it's not
Number
you
one.
know, yeah.
All right, let's take it to the audio. So 1 to 5 on the audio. For me, It's a 3.3. I could have used more Halsey, especially Soyeon inspired ad-libs. And more Halsey.
All right. It's going to be a 4 for me. Every time this comes on in the car radio, I just smile ear to ear. Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 4.7.
Wow.
Is that all you can give it? Like, I don't think you're a real army
I'll say
here.
this.
Why not a 5?
5 for me is Spring Day. Every time.
I think we can all get behind that.
I said it before and I'll say it again. This was the perfect song to make them a crossover act.
Yes. I hope
And
so.
I love that this is the one that will probably do it because it'll be on radio. But I don't typically like the super, super poppy songs. This one I actually do, but I normally lean away from those. It's not quite Aegyo, which I like, but it's not always my number one favorite. But it's still the most catchy song.
Okay.
All right. So all the scores are in, all tallied up.
Not all the scores.
We're about
one more score.
Oh, wait. One more score.
The score that really matters.
Oh, yes. The only score at the end of the day was BTS's Boy With Luv, Daebak or not.
Obviously a Daebak for me. I'm not even going to pretend.
Daebak could have used more Halsey.
Okay.
Maximum Daebak achieved.
Maximum Daebak achieved. Very good. Okay, so that wraps it up for this episode of the Kpopcast. You can always tweet us at the Kpopcast
on Twitter. Or shoot us an email with constructive feedback and episode ideas at kpopcastshow@gmail.com.
We reached out to our followers on Twitter and asked what they thought of this comeback.
You will be shocked at what they said.
You won't believe it.
There was not a single... There were some that, like, when it first came out, said they weren't sure if they liked it, but by the time I posted this, everybody liked it. I am Big Billy, the Big Wet Billy, or at Hogs Bison.
This is a real Twitter username, everybody.
It's a real Twitter user.
Yep.
Said, song is great, vid is great, but why do Halsey's hands look so pink? Did she dye her hair herself without gloves the night before?
That's so funny. And they included a screenshot of it, too. They do look really pink.
I will say it's definitely a wig,
what
but
doing,
that's
girl?
my favorite comment, yeah.
Right, and then we heard from Bukoy Brown, who said, Daebak. So far, I think the best audio version was #BTS SNL because of the live band and vocals. We see you, Melanie Joy Fontana. I agree. But bringing joy out of Halsey in the MV as our US avatar was priceless.
Yes.
But enough with the Chanel and LV monograms already.
Well, it wouldn't be, K-pop if you didn't have some gratuitous, product placement.
Yeah.
What we all have to ask ourselves, and
so much.
This is truly what keeps me up at night, is what happened to Suga's hair during BTS and SNL? Because, hours before, it was one color, and then, during the show, it changes colors. What?
I have an answer.
Oh, tell us.
It wasn't just Suga. It was also Jin were both blonde on the plane. And when they got off, they had darker hair. A lot of people think that they were either A, wearing wigs for the music video.
Oh my gosh.
B, they're doing the kind of color that you just put on top that is like a washout color, and because they're not super strong colors, that they're just coming off, taking it off and putting it back on. Or they fully dyed their hair again. So any of those things. But yeah.
The world
I don't feel like I know anything more than when I started.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, there's no actual answer, but they were both blonde when they came off the plane.
Wow. I'm sure Army is on the case. The Kpopcast is produced by Peter Lowe, Stephanie Parker, and Ariana Khan. Edited by Peter Lowe and Michaela J. Signing off, let our listeners know where they can find you on Twitter.
At Ariana_Y_Khan.
At DJ Peter Lowe.
At SParker2.
And don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share this episode online, and share it with BTS Army and your mom and
your friends.
Your boss.
Oh, my.
And every
and your
single
dog,
radio player.
And your teacher, whoever that is. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Be my teacher.
Sounds good. See you next time.
Bye.
날 견딜 수 없어. 애써도 너를 가린 척
you look crazy, take you baby out. And I say, yummy,